All right, we are live. Everything is working. Perfect. All right, so a couple of weeks back, I was with a group of friends, and one of my friends, and we were just talking about, okay, what's your favorite show? What are you watching now? And one of my friends, she said that, hey, I watched this show called Adolescence. I don't know how to say that word. Adolescence, right? And she is talking about the cinematography. That, oh wow, so this entire show was, so each episode was 1 hour, and every episode was shot in one go. So basically, what's the best way to say this? The camera never stopped rolling. There were no cuts in that 1 hour. So basically, once you start rolling, everything has to go right for the next 1 hour, and everything is shot in one go. The entire episode is shot in one go, no cuts. And there are even like drone shots. So you are like shooting right now over here. As soon as you want to get a drone shot, like attach the drone, the camera flies, and then it keeps going. And I think Netflix was like, okay, for every episode we're gonna shoot 10, we're gonna shoot 10 times every episode, we're gonna shoot 10 times and then pick the best one. um, and it was very funny because with one episode, the one of the lead actors, who's the lead actor, who is supposed to be like the one of the good actors, at the very end of the episode, he is running behind someone and he ends up shouting the wrong name. And just because of the wrong name, now they have to redo the entire episode, and he was really sad about it. But overall, it was very interesting to see that this is happening for the first time, I believe, and Netflix is experimenting with filmmaking. I think this is happening for the first time. I'm not sure if people have tried this before, but this was very interesting. And why is Netflix trying these things? Because now they have to experiment a lot with filmmaking, with AI. With AI now, you have to kind of differentiate yourself a lot. That what are you doing really well from a creative standpoint that AI cannot replicate? So doing things live, doing things without any cuts, making making it just extra hard. This entire series was already hard, and by doing this they have just made it extra hard. Like what happens in movies is that there are cuts. The entire movie is the timeline of the entire movie is across years, and for every scene, I was just watching another movie's very important scene, and they were like, just for this scene we did so many cuts, we shot across 2 days, and the actors are supposed to cry, and we were just trying to get the best shot, just the best cry from the actors. And that was very interesting to see, because for emotion specifically, it is really hard to do something just in one go. So now that I'm thinking more and more about it, acting is not like very easy. You have so everything has to go right. Everything has to go right. Even the camera movement has to go right. Camera movement can still be automated and figured out, but the direction, the camera movement, every actor's position, they have to practice so much just to make sure that they don't mess it up. And then most importantly is emotions, because that is all acting is about, right? And there was one scene which I clearly remember, like in every time there's a close up towards an actor, I'm just thinking to myself that, wow, how is this guy able to do this live? Like there's so much pressure because you're kind of doing it live, right? You kind of know that there is only gonna be one shot. You have to. They're gonna do 10 versions of this, but every time you don't get constant cuts. You don't get multiple cuts on your specific scenes. You have so much pressure to perform when you get those whatever 1 minute screen time, because if you mess it up, it messes up for everybody. So beautiful, beautiful. So this was an entire intro. Wow, that was a 4 minute intro. This was an entire 4 minute intro to get to thinking about how is AI being used in filmmaking. How is AI being used in filmmaking? Let's see. Transforming filmmaking in some pretty exciting ways, streamlining processes and pushing creative boundaries in pre-production tools like script writing. AI's think pseudo writer or Jasper help generate ideas, polish dialogue, or even draft entire screenplays based on prompts. Studios are also using AI to analyze audience data and predict box office performance, guiding decisions on what films to greenlight. During production, AI is making waves with things like deepfake tech for de aging actors. Think Robert De Niro in The Irishman, or even resurrecting performances like James Dean's rumored digital comeback. CGI and VFX teams lean on AI to automate rotoscoping, match moving, or generating realistic crowd simulations, cutting down time and cost. Tools like NVIDIA's Omniverse or Unreal Engine juiced up with AI let filmmakers visualize sets in real time, tweaking lighting or layouts on the fly. Post productions where AI really flexes. Editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro uses AI to auto cut rough edits or suggest pacing based on emotional beats. Sound design's getting a boost too. AI can isolate dialogue from noisy footage or synthesize sound effects that match a scene's vibe. Hmm. And for color grading, algorithms can mimic a cinematographer's style across shots, saving hours of manual tweaking. And there's the wild stuff, fully AI generated films. Tools like Sora Runway can churn out short scenes from text prompts, and while they are not Oscar ready yet, they're evolving fast. Some filmmakers are even using AI to co create experimental narratives, letting the tech riff on their ideas. It's not all rosy, there's pushback about jobs being automated or the soul of cinema getting lost. But right now, AI is mostly a collaborator, amplifying what humans can do rather than replacing them. I think it's interesting because when you talk about the soul of cinema, at the end of the day, only one cut, only one movie, only the final version is going to be released in the cinema. And that's the pressure on the director because a lot of money, ideally, a lot of money has been put over there, and there is an expectation for performance. And two things are happening. Number one, either you're putting a lot of money and there's an expectation for return, so you got to make sure the movie is good. Number two is there are limited screens on theaters. So if your movie isn't good, after the first 2 days after the first 2 days of experimentation, just looking at the hype, if there's any hype around the movie, the theaters are not going to screen your movie. So there is pressure from both the sides, from theaters giving you screen time, as well as from, let's say, investors expecting a return. And only one final version is going to go out. So directors are going to make sure that there is some soul. There's a pressure to have some soul for the cinema, and that would come in different ways, like a lot of hybrid ways. And maybe like there are some YouTube creators right now who are testing this, who are experimenting with this thing that, hey, they have been generating a lot of videos, and now it's their deepfake that is now creating a lot of videos. And after I think about a month, they let people know that, hey guys, the quick shorts and reels that you were seeing of me, that was actually not real. That was just the AI me. That was just the deepfake me that was moving the mouth, and you thought that it was me. So we won't even know after a point that what is AI generated and what is not. Like even today with the CG and VFX, we watch the entire Avengers and we think Thanos is real. He's not real. Uh, yeah, so people already know how to make things extremely real so that they resonate with you. Like people relate with Thanos, like kids relate with Thanos, and it's not real. Thanos is not a walking person. It's a totally generated VFX, special effects generated character. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. We still know how to we still know how to have animated objects, non-living objects, to resonate, to get them to resonate with the people, to get people to resonate with non-living objects. So that's very interesting. Okay, what are some what are the top 5 startups working in top 5 AI startups building for the filmmaking use case? I think one thing that's going to happen is that there's just going to be more movies. There's just going to be more stories that people will tell, and then again, people get to decide. Like they're either just like today, there are thousands of movies being released every year, thousands of movies being released every year. But how many movies do you actually watch? Because your time is limited, you got to prioritize. So either you watch a movie that your friends talk too much about, or and they're like, oh, either you hear from your friends, or you hear from or you personally just YouTube recommended you, and that is like the top grossing movie of the year, and then you watch it. There are multiple reasons, and you don't only watch, let's say, the best film. You might also watch the movie that is ranked number 313. Why? Because that entire story just resonates with you more, and that's very interesting. This will allow more and more people, like, even think about a family of five. The kid who really got hooked to filmmaking, now he can create a 30-minute movie and the entire family would watch it. And he doesn't need millions of viewers. He just cares that my dad, my parents, they watch the movie and they appreciate it. Hmm, interesting. Runway. Runway is a leader in generative AI, offering tools like Gen 3 Alpha for text to video generation, image to video conversion, and advanced editing capabilities. Filmmakers use it to create scenes, enhance visuals, and streamline post production, cutting cost and time. Its adoption in projects like the Oscar winning Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Whoa! Showcases its Hollywood cred. Okay, so we don't even know that generative AI. Right. Everything everywhere all at once use has a lot of scenes which are special effects. So they're saying that bunch of them were created by its adoption projects like Oscar winning Everything Everywhere All at Once showcases its Hollywood cred. With a focus on empowering creatives, Runway's versatility makes it a topic. Okay, so I remember watching Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's an Oscar winning movie, and nobody knew that there were scenes that were AI generated. Hmm. Wonder Dynamics, co-founded by actor Ty Sheridan and VFX expert Nikola Todorovich. Wonder Dynamics democratizes high-end visual effects with its Wonder Studio platform. This AI-driven tool automates CGI character creation and integration, enabling indie filmmakers to produce blockbuster quality visuals on a budget. Makes sense. Makes sense. Even, yeah, just more and more, giving more and more power to individuals. Earlier, we relied on these massive systems where you had to have a massive team of experts, super expensive VFX experts. Now, just one person, just a team of 10 people can do all of this. This AI-driven tool automates CGI character creation and integration, enabling indie filmmakers to produce blockbuster quality visuals on a budget. Backed by Epic Games and Samsung, it's currently in beta, powering films like the Russo brothers' Electric State. Wonder Dynamics. An Autodesk company. Oh, so they were acquired by Autodesk. An AI tool that automatically animates lights and composes CJ characters into a live action scene. Welcome to the VFX studio in your browser. Wow.
Alongside the rendered results, Wonder Studio gives you the ability to export the individual layers you need to deliver your final visual effects shot. Whether it's lighting, camera, or animation, you can maintain full control and make detailed adjustments in 3D.
Wow. Wow. No more mocap, no complicated 3D software, no expensive production hardware. All the artist needs is a camera. As seen on This Tool Will Replace Me, so I made a movie with it. Spencer Kelly tests out a new AI visual effects tool. No need to work shot by shot. Track the actor throughout the sequence. I wanna, I wanna specifically share this video with one of my friends. Okay. Uh, Let me share via phone. I want to live stream our DMs. Okay. Turn humans into CG characters. Okay. Perfect. Okay. This is really important. Like every time you find a tool, like if you think about someone who might find it helpful, send it to them. Okay. What are dynamics? Creation and integration, enabling indie filmmakers to produce blockbuster quality visuals on a budget, backed by Epic Games and Samsung. It's currently in beta, powering films like the Russo Brothers, Electric State, Metaphysic, known for viral deepfake tech like Tom Cruise TikToks. Metaphysic partners with Hollywood giants like CAA to refine AI tools for de-aging, voice synthesis, and performance enhancement. Right, like in The Irishman, if we look at The Irishman, were people able to say that this is AI generated? Robert De Niro took decades, how VFX Wizard took decades of Robert De Niro in The Irishman. Yeah, were people able to say, no, they already made it extremely real? Wow. Tech turns back time on The Irishman. Known for viral deepfake tech, Metaphysic partners with Hollywood giants like CAA to refine AI tools for de-aging, voice synthesis, and performance enhancement. Their work on Here with Tom Hanks and Rob Wright highlights cost-effective VFX solutions up to 3 times cheaper than traditional methods. The Metaphysic Pro tool also lets celebs copyright their AI likeness, a game changer for talent control. Mars, monster, aliens, robots, zombies. Monster, aliens, robots, zombies. This Toronto based VFX studio uses AI to accelerate visual effects workflow, delivering projects for Marvel's WandaVision and Netflix's Wednesday. Their Vanity AI tool tackles facial retouching, while upcoming dubbing sync tech aims to globalize content efficiently. With 5 million raised in 21, Mars blends AI innovation into practical studio needs. That's a beautiful name. That's a beautiful name. Okay. Okay. Monster aliens, robots, zombies, VFX, feature film quality on TV timelines. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Okay. Beautiful logo. Producing premium TV in 24 is difficult. Why 24? Haven't updated the website. Okay. VFX expectations are higher, timelines are shrinking, while budgets and capacity are tighter than ever. At Mars, we understood that you can't solve new problems with old approaches. Also, and so we built a technology and VFX company to solve your unique challenges. We are committed to our vision for film and TV. 128 projects completed in first 4 years, 2 VES nominations, 2 Emmy nominations, 260 staff, 55 engineers, researchers, and technology staff. See our portfolio. Quantumania. Quantumania? Quantumania, but they're working with Marvel Studios. Wow. Wednesday. The Creator. Goosebumps. Our benefits. Consistent feature film quality, execution, and fast channel, affordable for TV. How do we do it? Proprietary AI solutions, next generation, pipeline for TV, senior talent, GPU rendering, TV specific production workflows, as seen in TechCrunch, Yahoo, NBC, Hollywood, Globe and Mail. Mars. Mars. LibDub AI, Vanity AI. I'm reading LibDub AI. It seems like lorem ipsum to me. Okay. Mars, the art of the impossible. WandaVision, the Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy. Wow. Watchmen, Living with Yourself, the Creator. Percy Jackson, the Umbrella Academy, For All Mankind, Quantumania, Spider Man, yes, Stranger Things 4, Cabinet of Curiosities, Moon Knight, Umbrella Academy 3, Watchmen, Morning Show, First Lady, WandaVision, Anyone But You, Percy Jackson, Beacon. Okay, they have worked with everybody. Secret Invasion, Miss Marvel. Wow. The Flight Attendant. Why the Last Man. Doctor Death, Walking Dead, This Is Us, Superman and Lewis. Superman and Lewis. Gaslit, Made for Love. Living with Yourself, American Gods, The Boys, Hot Zone, Mr. Robot. Okay, everybody. You have worked with everybody. Let's see what do we have over here. The Art of Impossible.
Under crumbling towers, monsters roared while aliens schemed. Robots clashed with zombies, their metallic limbs whirring. Amidst chaos, a lone human whispered, "Unite or perish," sparking an unexpected alliance.
Wow.
Under crumbling towers, monsters roared while aliens
We'll
schemed.
also send this
Robots
to
clashed
our
with zombies, their
friend.
metallic limbs whirring. Amidst chaos, a lone human whispered, "Unite or perish," sparking an unexpected alliance.
Okay. Toronto-based VFX studio uses AI to accelerate visual effects workflows, delivering projects for Marvel's WandaVision and Netflix's Wednesday. Wow. 11 Labs, specializing in AI-powered studio, 11 Labs excels in text-to-speech and dubbing solutions for filmmakers. It creates lifelike voiceovers and syncs dialogues across languages, streamlining localization. After raising 19 million 23, they're rolling out dubbing tools at 25, making them a go-to for sound design and multilingual film production. This is crazy. Like, YouTube has right now come out with the multilingual thing, so I have set my phone's default language on French. And now, YouTube, I think it doesn't work for every video, but for certain videos, maybe which are easier to auto dub, they are auto dubbing it, and they are like, oh yeah, even though the original sound of this video is in English, when you hit play, it's gonna be in French. And that French is gonna, at first, it sounded robotic. Now, slowly, it's sounding a little less robotic, but I can imagine how then they're moving towards just blending, like what 11 Labs is doing. 11 Labs did something really cool. So recently, Lex Friedman is working with 11 Labs for all his podcasts with leaders from a different country. So I believe who did he first do? I forgot, but he recently had a podcast with the Prime Minister of India, and Narendra Modi was speaking in Hindi, but 11 Labs auto dubbed that into English. And even that English, I'm getting goosebumps right now because even that English is like blended with his tone, with his tonalities and everything. So it feels like he is the guy who's speaking English. It has added a bit of that Indian accent. It is speaking in that exact same voice with those exact same pauses. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So 11 Labs is a big one. Excels in text to speech and dubbing solutions. So yeah, definitely if you are doing multilingual, like so many, even just in India, there are these massive movies that come out of South India and they are auto dubbed, not auto dubbed, they are dubbed into multiple languages by multiple actors and stuff, and takes so much work over there. But now you can just hit one button and be like, okay, process it for however long you want, maybe take 1 hour. It's going to take 1 hour, but then you're going to be back with an auto dub version of the movie in however many languages as you want. Like today they are dubbed only languages, only the big languages based on market. Again, it's all market research and business, right? But with 11 Labs you can just auto dub into however many languages you want. If even if there's like a native language that not many people speak about, you can be like auto dub, let's go. 11 Labs. All right, tell me more about how tell me more about tell me more about adoption of runway in, let's say, the Oscar winning movie. Okay, let's go. Played a pivotal role in the production of Everything Everywhere All at Once, the 2022 film that swept the 95th Academy Awards with 7 wins, including Best Picture. Directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, collectively the Daniels. This multiverse, this multiverse spanning masterpiece leaned on Runway's innovative tech to tackle its ambitious visual effects on a relatively modest budget of 14 to 25 million, a fraction of what typical VFX heavy blockbusters cost. Runway, known for its generative AI platform, was used extensively in post production to streamline and enhance the film's surreal genre bending visuals. One standard application was its green screen and rotoscoping capabilities. The film's rotoscoping capabilities, genre blending visuals. The film's chaotic multiverse sequences like Evelyn, Michelle Yeoh battling with hot dog fingers or leaping between bizarre realities required seamless integration of practical footage with digital elements. Runways, AI powered tools automated much of this process, cutting down the labor intensive frame by frame work that traditional rotoscoping demands. This efficiency was crucial for a small VFX team of just 5 artists, including the Daniels themselves, who handled over 500 VFX shots. A specific example comes from the film's Rakakuni sequence, a riff on Ratatouille, where a raccoon puppeteers a chef. Runway's technology helped composite these absurd elements, blending live action footage of. Actually, let's see if Google can give us a scene from this. Okay, so there's a raccoon and there's a chef. All right. Okay, I was expecting much more VFX over there, but okay. Runway's technology helped composite these absurd elements, blending live action footage of actor Randy Newman voicing the raccoon with digitally manipulated scenes to create a cohesive, hilarious effect. The AI didn't just save time, it allowed the team to iterate quickly, experimenting with wild ideas that matched the film's anarchic tone. This is crazy. Like, already, everything, everywhere, all at once. Already, everything, everywhere, all at once. Won an Oscar. And people are still like, it's interesting. Like, most of these really intense elements were AI generated. They were VFX, they were already fake, but the fake things were digitally enhanced things were put in place by humans, and now they're just like prompted by humans. They didn't actually design everything, they were just prompting now. Blending live action footage of actor Randy Newman, quickly experimenting with wild ideas that match the film's anarchic tone. So now they can quickly experiment with different ideas. Everything that comes to their mind, they can start experimenting. Wow. The Daniels have openly credited Runway for empowering this scrappy DIY approach. In interviews, they have noted how tools like Runway's text to image and video synthesis features let them prototype concepts fast, sometimes even generating rough cuts of scenes from script prompts. This agility was key to delivering a film that grossed 143.4 million worldwide and earned critical acclaim for its originality, all while keeping costs low. Runway's involvement didn't stop at everything everywhere. Its footprint in Hollywood grew, with the company touting its use in other 23 Oscar nominated films like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. For Everything Everywhere, though, it was a perfect marriage of tech and creativity, proving AI could amplify indie making indie filmmaking without drowning out the human spark. The result, a Best Picture win that showcased how AI tools like Runway are rewriting the playbook for modern cinema. Hmm. 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 Okay. What movies did used Runway in 2024? Let's see. A bit tricky to pin down comprehensively, as studios and filmmakers don't always publicly disclose their full tech stack. However, based on Runway's growing prominence in documented activities, here's what we know about the adoption. Doesn't widely publish a list of every project using its tools, but its influence was evident through its AI Film Festival and high-profile partnerships. The 2024 Runway AI Film Festival. Whoa, 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 whoa. AI Film Festival. AIFF 2025 submission deadline extended to April 13th. Wow. Presenting partners Tribeca Festival, IMAX, The Gotham, Dot Monks, NVIDIA, General Atlantic, Goldman Sachs, Runway. Jurors Harmony Corrine, Gasper Noé, Jane Rosenthal, Brianna Domont, Lionsgate, Vancouver. Whoa. SVP of Visual Effects, she has overseen VFX for films like John Wick and Hunger Games. Focuses on using new tech to advance cinematic visuals. Okay, that's Vancouver. Co-founder, president of Bento Box. Lionsgate again. Obi-Wan. The Gotham Institute, Motion Plus Design. EMPG. NVIDIA. Developer relations at NVIDIA. Head of Media Entertainment at NVIDIA. CTO at Lucasfilm and head of Pro Apps at Apple. Interviews. Carlo. Photo gallery. Grand prize 15,000. Wow, just $15,000. Submission criteria 1 to 10 minutes in length. Okay. Includes the use of generated video within the film submitted using a runway link. Calendar of events. Judging period. Events. The human feeling of artificial intelligence. Studio pics. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The pulse within. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. These colors are beautiful. The periphery. Big Apple. Wow, wow. A celebration of the art and artists experimenting at the forefront of technology and film. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Held in May in Los Angeles and New York, showcased 10 finalist short films that explicitly use runway's generative capabilities such as text to video and image to video generation. While these were shorts rather than feature films, they highlight runway's footprint in the indie scene. Notable winners include Get Me Out by Daniel, a 6-minute film about a man trapped in a torturous house, which used runway's Gen 2 for video generation alongside other AI tools. I think the one we saw where this monster is trying to get after this guy, that might be Get Me Out. These festival entries, ranging from 1 to 10 minutes, were experimental works rather than mainstream releases, but they demonstrate how filmmakers leverage runway for creative storytelling in 24. On the feature film front, there's no definitive public confirmation of 24 theatrical releases explicitly crediting runway, unlike its documented use in Everything Everywhere All at Once. However, Runway's September 24 partnership with Lionsgate, its first major studio deal, suggests that 24 marked a turning point for its integration into bigger productions. The deal allowed Runway. 24 partnership with Lionsgate, its first major studio deal, suggests that 24 marked a turning point for its integration into bigger productions. So Lionsgate is now officially doing it. So okay, we saw Lionsgate VPs over there. There were guys from NVIDIA, some filmmakers, and then we had Lionsgate. This deal allowed Runway to train a custom AI model on Lionsgate to 20,000 title library aimed at enhancing pre-production like storyboarding and post-production like VFX for action-heavy films. While Lionsgate films released in 24 such as The Crow, Reboot, or Borderlands hit theaters before this deal was announced, it's possible that late 24 or early 25 Lionsgate projects began experimenting with the runway's tech during development phases in 24. Speculative. Broader adoption 24 likely included smaller scale or uncredited use in Hollywood. For instance, editors on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert have used Runway to speed up post production, hinting at its utility in entertainment beyond just movies. The company's 100 Film Fund, launched in September 24, also started funding up to 100 AI powered films with grants from 5,000 to 1 million. But most of these projects are still in progress and unlikely to have released finished movies. 100 Film Fund is a good name. Is a good name. Oh, it's a nice name. Funding 100 films for a new era of media. Wow. The 100 Film Fund is an open call to creative professionals who have AI augmented film projects in the pre or post production phases that are in need of funding. We believe that the best stories are yet to be told, but that traditional funding mechanisms offer overlooked new and emerging visions with a larger industry ecosystem. The 100 Film Fund sets out to change that by helping to fund and produce 100 films which are making use of AI to tell their stories. If you're a professional director, producer, screenwriter, or creative professional looking to tell new stories with an AI augmented project in need of funding, we invite you to apply. Next year of media will be shaped in close collaboration with artists and storytellers. Currently sits at 5 million with the potential to grow to 10 million. Additionally, the fund will allocate 2 million runway credits across projects. Advisory panel: Jane Rosenthal. Migration. Runway partners with Lionsgate, a film festival. Oh, AI Film Festival. Okay, let me send this to my friend as well. Okay, nice. So while 24 saw Runway prominently featured in festival shorts and poised for bigger studio impact, while Lionsgate no widely publicized feature films from that year have been explicitly tied to it yet. Okay, really cool. Tell me all the major milestones in the history of Runway since its inception. Let's see. Let's see what we have. Okay. Rapidly evolved from bold idea into key player in generative AI for filmmaking and creative industries. 2018 founding and initial funding. Runway was established by Cristobal Valenzuela, Alejandro Matamala, and Anastasis Germanides after meeting at NYU's Tisch School of the Arts IDP. The trio aimed to blend AI with creativity, focusing on tools for multimedia content generation. That same year, they raised 2 million in seed round led by Lux Capital to build a platform for deploying machine learning models in creative applications. 2020 Series A funding. In December, Runway secured 8.5 million in Series A round led by Amplify Partners. This funding boosted their efforts to refine AI tools, marking their shift toward practical applications for artists and filmmakers. 2020 Series A funding. In December, Runway secured 8.5 million in Series A round led by Amplify Partners. This funding boosted their efforts to refine AI tools, marking their shift toward practical applications for artists and filmmakers. Hmm. So 2 years later, Series A. 21 Series B. December, Runway raised 35 million in Series B round, reflecting growing investor confidence in their vision. This cash infusion fueled research and development, setting the stage for their generative AI breakthroughs. 22 Stable Diffusion collaboration and Series C funding. In August, Runway co-released Stable Diffusion, an open source text-to-image model with the Comp Wies group at Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich and Stability AI. Oh, co-released Stable Diffusion, open source text-to-image model with the Compwis group at Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich and Stability AI. This milestone cemented Runway's role in advancing AI research. Later on December 21, they raised 50 million Series C, valuing the company at 500 million. The year also saw Runway's tools used in Everything Everywhere All at Once, which won Best Picture at the 23 Oscars. 23 Gen 1, Gen 2, and massive Series C extension. They launched Gen 1, the first commercial video to video generative AI model, followed by Gen 2, a pioneering text to video system. These releases made advanced video generation accessible via a simple web interface. In June, Runway was named one of Time's 100 most influential companies. Wow. And they secured a 141 million Series C extension from Google, Nvidia, and Salesforce, pushing their valuation to 1.5 billion. This funding aimed at building multimodal AI models for film and video production. You can see how they are the reason why there is so much there is so the reason why they grew so much is because there's a real need. People were like, hey, we have a real problem, we want to move fast, you want to move fast, you want to tell more stories, we want to move with a leaner team. Right now we need a massive team, we need a lot of investment, a lot of money is thrown into VFX. We want to do the same thing, but we want to tell more stories, we want to do it cheaper, we want to do it with a smaller team. And that is why Runway was getting there was so much push. Gen 1, first commercial video to video generation AI model, followed by Gen 2, a pioneering text to video system. These releases made advanced video generation accessible via a simple web interface. In June, Runway was named one of Time's 100 most influential companies, and they secured a 141 million Series C extension from Google, Nvidia, and Salesforce, pushing their valuation to 1.5 billion. This funding aimed at building multimodal AI models for film and video production. 24 Lionsgate Partnership and AI Film Festival. In September, Runway inked a landmark deal with Lionsgate, their first major Hollywood studio partnership, to train custom AI models on Lionsgate's vast library for pre and post production enhancements. The 24 Runway AI Film Festival in May highlighted their tools in action, featuring shorts like Get Me Out, generated with Gen 2. They also launched the 100 Film Fund, pledging up to 1 million per project to support 100 AI powered films, reinforcing the commitment to creators. 25 Gen 3 Alpha, Gen 4, and $308 million funding. In 25, Runway introduced Gen 3 Alpha, a leap forward in video generation fidelity and motion, trained on a new multimodal infrastructure, controversially including YouTube videos and possibly pirated films, per a former employee's claims to 404 Media. On March 31, they released Gen 4. Oh, very recently, excelling in consistent character and scene generation, rivaling competitors like OpenAI's Sora. On April 3, Runway raised 308 million in General Atlantic led round, valuing them over 3 billion, aiming at scaling their world simulator vision for media creation. From a crazy idea in 2018 to a $3 billion powerhouse by 25, milestones reflect a relentless push to merge AI with human creativity. Their tools have gone from experimental to Oscar winning, and their partnerships like Lionsgate signal a future where AI is a core filmmaking collaborator. Tell me more about the stories of Runway co founders. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Yeah, recently I've been hearing a lot about filmmaking. One of my really good friends, he has made leaps in filmmaking. He is also using some really good AI tools, and just in the past 3 months, he has released some pretty good short, let's say, ads, move like ads. Let I don't know what do we call them, but like quick, like 2 3 minute video that generate excitement for a specific topic, and I'm really inspired. I'm really inspired by all that creativity, and I'm like, okay, I want to know more. What's happening? What's happening in filmmaking? And from there, we got into Runway. The story of Runway's co-founders, Cristobal, Alejandro, and Anastasis, is a fascinating blend of art, technology, and immigrant hustle, rooted in their shared experiences at NYU's Interactive Telecommunications program and the Tisch School of the Arts. Cristobal, the visionary from Chile. Cristobal, the CEO, hails from Santiago, Chile, where he initially seemed destined for a conventional path. He earned a bachelor's degree in economics and business management from Adolfo Ibanez University, followed by a master's in design in 2012. But his interest veered off script. He dabbled in Chile's art scene, working with the Fabula production company and exhibiting interactive installations, like one in 2012 featuring his grandfather's typewriter wired to project images from keystrokes. Feeling like an outsider in Chile's rigid career culture, he sought a space to fuse his eclectic passions. In 2016, he moved to New York for ITP, a program he described as an art school for engineers and an engineering school for artists. Wow. ITP. Okay. A program he described as an art school for engineers, and let's see if we can search New York ITP. Yes, it is School of Arts. Interactive Telecommunications Program. Absurd Text, Sally, Remixer, the Center for the Recently Possible. IDP's mission is to explore the imaginative use of communications technology. We don't focus on just teaching technical skills. Instead, we focus on critical thinking, creative exploration, and the ability to learn how to learn. We embrace failure as long as you learn from it. IDP is sometimes described as an art school for engineers and at the same time an engineering school for artists. Perhaps the best way to describe us is as a center for the recently possible. Wow. Intangible interactions. This is how you make a living on YouTube. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber, but building a business as a digital creator is more than just a beginning, just being an online celebrity. The Flow Design Lab, the Shop Hyper Lab, the ER Residents Fellows, Jason Snell, Tirza Even Parish, Romancing the Machine, Dancing at the Edge of Intelligence, How to Build a Healing Machine. Whoa, whoa, whoa. By the way, this is really cool because it's exactly what we are doing. Whoa, just a small one, okay, is more more than just being an online celebrity. In this course, the students will learn how to build a YouTube channel, from titles and thumbnails to video production to sponsor relationships to analytics and collaborations. We will examine what it takes to build a sustainable business around online video, learning from real world examples and applying them to the students' own YouTube channels. Wow. Okay. I don't really trust Dave unless he has millions of subscribers, but it's really cool. Egg rescue. Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm really surprised they don't have runway over here. Just like a student feature. His curiosity about AI and machine learning blossomed. Runway started as his thesis project, a tool to simplify AI for creatives, and his blend of business design and tech savvy shaped his trajectory. As an immigrant, he faced visa hurdles, but his relentless figured out ethos drove Runway from a wild idea to a $3 billion valuation by 25. Alejandro Matamala, the designer with a creative edge, also from Chile, brings a designer's eye to Runway's mission. Before ITB, he studied design and co founded Ediciones Daga, a small press for Chilean art books, showing his knack for bridging creativity and production. Like Venezuela, he felt constrained by Chile's traditional past and landed at NYU in 2016, where he met his future co founders. At ITB, Matamala's focus on programming and visual storytelling complemented Venezuela's visual storytelling. He's often the voice of Runway's practical optimism, recalling in interviews how in 2018 skeptics dismissed their idea of AI driven creativity as a gimmick. His persistence paid off as Runway's tools matured, proving doubters wrong by 23 when generative AI hit mainstream. Immigrant Journey mirrored Venezuela's with no plan B, pushing them to turn a thesis prototype into a startup that's now a Hollywood staple. The Greek tech mind. From Greece rounds out the trio with a strong technical backbone. Before IDB, he studied anastasis. He studied computer science and explored its intersection with art, a passion that drew him to NYU's experimental program. Less is publicly detailed about his pre-runway life compared to his Chilean co-founders, but his role as a tech-savvy collaborator shines through. He bonded with Valenzuela and Matamala over neural networks and their potential beyond self-driving cars, specifically for artists. Expertise helped transform Runway from a concept into a functional platform, notably contributing to early innovations like Stable Diffusion, where he worked alongside Runway's research team. As an immigrant, he shared the founders' high-stakes drive, turning down cushy job offers post-graduation 2018 to bet on their startup dream. How they came together. The three met around 2015-16 at ITP, a melting point of technologists and creatives. Thesis sparked the initial idea platform to make AI accessible for multimedia creation. Matamala and Germanides jumped in, united by a belief that AI could amplify human imagination, not just automate tasks. After graduating in 2018, they rejected corporate gigs to found Runway, launching it in December that year with no visas or safety nets. Just a prototype and a tweet that got early buzz. The diverse backgrounds, economics and design, publishing and programming, computer science and art, fueled a scrappy interdisciplinary approach. They built a team of researchers and artists, raised $2 million in seed funding by 2019 and kept iterating, even as naysayers scoffed at AI's creative potential. The immigrant edge. All three being immigrants, two from Chile, one from Greece, shaped Runway's DNA. With no fallback options, they poured everything into the company, navigating US immigration red tape while coding and pitching. Venezuela has called this pressure a blessing and a curse, fostering a culture of resilience and rapid problem solving. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. By 22, their tools powered everything everywhere all at once, and by 25, Runway hit a $3 billion valuation, proving their crazy idea had legs. How did the team at found about Runway? Let's see. Discovered Runway through a mix of industry buzz and practical necessity, though exact details are sparse and largely anecdotal. The film, released in 22 and directed by Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, relied on a tiny visual effects crew. Hmm. Tiny visual effects crew, initially just five artists, later expanding slightly to pull off over 400 VFX shots on a tight 14 to 25 million budget. This lean operation demanded tools that could save time and money, which is where Runway's AI tech came in. Evan Halleck, one of the VFX artists on the film, has spoken about using Runway's green screen and rotoscoping tools, particularly for the rock universe scene. In 23 Variety interview, he noted discovering Runway late in the production process, lamenting that he hadn't found it sooner to ease earlier workloads. While he doesn't specify how he first heard it, the timeline suggests it was around 21, when Runway was gaining traction in creative circles. By then, Runway had launched its platform and was building a reputation through early adopters like TikTokers, YouTubers, and TV shows like The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Its co release of Stable Diffusion in August 22 came after Everything Everywhere wrapped. So it wasn't a factor, but Runway's earlier tools like its green screen tech were already out there. The Daniels and their VFX team, including Halleck and lead artist Zach Stolz, were a tight knit DIY group, many of whom were high school friends with a history of scrappy filmmaking. They likely stumbled across Runway through word of mouth in the VFX or indie film community, where it was starting to pop up as a cost effective alternative to traditional workflows. He collaborated directly with Halleck, hinting at a personal connection. Possibly Halleck reached out after hearing about Runway via forums, social media peers. Valenzuela's team was small and user focused, often engaging directly and early with early adopters, which aligns with how a nimble crew like the Daniels might have tapped into it. There's no definitive Eureka moment documented, no press release or interview pinpoints the exact discovery, but the film's production crunch, shooting wrapped by late 2020 with production post production 21 and Runway's rising profile by 2020-2021 suggests a natural collision. A team desperate for efficiency found a tool tailor made for their needs. Halleck's comment about wishing he would used it more implies it was a late find, possibly mid post production, when the pressure to deliver complex multiverse visuals was peaking. The rest is history. Quotes from Runway co-founders. Let's see what we have. TBPM. Whoa, 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 whoa. 1st April, very soon. Okay. We asked Venezuela about the ethos of Runway ML. Okay. Runway is made for stories. Humans are obsessed with stories. Gen 4 breaks the barrier. Anyone can create content that looks like it was made in studio with a 50 to $100 million budget. Professionally great content is now accessible to everyone. Whoever has the best story will win.
Gen models that can afford to do is break that barrier. Now, I think Runway is made for stories. That's what the ethos of the company is. And I think fictional or not fictional like stories are just stories. And I think we're humans are like obsessed with stories and will consume anything that tells a story. And so I think you're right. YouTube hasn't been like yet good at perhaps.
By the way, look at this. What is happening on TVPN? They got the guest over here. They got presented by Ramp. They got the date. They got their logo. They got the two interviewers on the sides. Then they have the public ticker. Okay, also, the one sponsor has changed. They got numeral, Ad Quick, Eat Sleep, Wander, Bezel. They got the public ticker. So Euro to USG, Bitcoin, blah blah blah. And they got the Poly market. Google's Biz acquisition blocked before July. Will Amazon buy Lyft before July? Will Meta reincorporate in Texas before July? DeepSeek V4 released before May. Sam Altman get OpenAI equity in 2025. Wow.
Like triple E content or like professional like fictional content, and it's better to do this like more informal like blog type of things because it's just cheaper. But I think this is particularly interesting because like what gen models that can afford do is break that
They have like Bitcoin, Ethereum, LVMH, Ferrari.
barrier. Now, anyone, basically anyone out there who has a YouTube channel right now, can create a type of content that looks like someone made it
AI wins IMO gold medal in 25.
in a studio with 50, $100 million. And I think that's like the last unlock, I would say, media wise. The first one was like everyone can do like this, and we could like tell like create their own like channels and tell their own stories. But then professional grade content has been for the last couple of years the last kind of like stage, and it's only been accessible to these very select amount of companies. And now should be everyone, should be basically anyone who has great stories. It's like creative meritocracy. Whoever has the best stories will win.
I'm just curious. Let's look at TPPN 39.6 followers, 39.6K followers, Technologies Daily Show, streaming live Monday. Okay. And okay. The 24 Breakout Poster of the Year award.
Good evening, everyone. In the age of X, where words, memes, and ideas bounce around the globe at the speed of light, posting isn't just about hitting send. It's about building conversations, sparking debates, and forging connections that transcend borders and time zones. Tonight, we celebrate those posts.
Hey, bro, not a big deal, but just checking in because it seems like your arc is stuck on filler episodes. I mean, they are cool and it's nothing urgent, but just wondering when the plot is going to start bouncing again.
Weren't just read, but felt. Those who turned
I'm asking you to do something well.
280 characters
Daniel is one of those accounts you follow, then unblock, then follow again, then
into a plat.
fellow creators, the creator seeks. Fellow creators, the creator seeks.
Platform for humor,
Yaxine, engineer, journalist, dad, opinions my own, dummies, building a robot with no experience.
insight, and impact. This award honors the people who broke through the noise with wit, authenticity, and sometimes a healthy dash of irreverence. Let's meet our incredible nominees for Breakout Poster of the Year.
Signal, Sid Forced Toshi, Sean McGuire, Word Grimm, Based Baron, and
Whoa, Base
Sean
Baron
McGuire,
is part of Tech Bros Pod?
Based Baron,
Analyst, scout, future emperor of the high galaxies, and purveyor of the techno-conservative golden age.
and Augustus Derica. And the award for Breakout Poster of the Year goes to Augustus Derica.
Congratulations, Augustus. With your daring takes, clever comebacks, and an unmatched sense of timing, you turned casual posting into a must-follow phenomenon. Thank you for showing us how X truly can be the everything app, one post at a time, and one cigarette at a time. Keep provoking, keep inspiring, and above all, keep breaking through.
Honored to be nominated. These are all postures I would have for sure thought it would have been Sean McGuire given his impact on the zeitgeist.
It's pretty crazy, like if you zoom in.
Okay, I thought so. They're constantly updating things. This is really cool. Okay. So this has improved. Just in like, yeah, this was like 1 hour ago. With every episode, they're improving their layout. So now these guys are on the side like this, presented by ramp. Now this is like fitting over here. Okay. And you got polymarket rolling. Public ticker has become smaller. Okay, interesting. Polymarket is pretty much the same, better UI. The ads are also rolling now.
Less about the seafloor than we do about the moon or Mars. Like some 70 to 80% of the seafloor is uncharted, which is crazy. So it's a good place to hide if you're a submariner. if you will. So you look at kind of vast amounts of infrastructure.
Okay. It's just really cool to see how they're updating everything. They're constantly improving things. We need TVPN to host an Oscar-style awards show for tech. I want to see awards like the Icarus Award for the VC that lost the most late-stage capital. Poster of the Year, Grifter of the Year, Best Ratio. Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, let's go back to the quick thing that we were looking at. And okay. Cristobal, so many of the stories we have told ourselves for the last 150 years are rooted in one idea of how film and videos and images work. We are entering a completely new paradigm. Okay? I actually truly believe the best era of cinema is to come. The best movies are yet to be made. We haven't seen stories from around the world from people that we might have never heard before because the craft of filmmaking used to be extremely expensive and difficult. Democratizing storytelling. When we started Runway in 2018, investors, filmmakers, and advertisers told me it was crazy. They were saying, why would you want to build AI tools for video and filmmaking? People weren't seeing the value in it. This is so interesting. Now that now that tech has been democratized, anybody with cursor can build anything. The most important thing is storytelling. Who has the better story? Runway is made for stories. Humans are obsessed with stories. Gen 4 breaks the barrier. Anyone can create content that looks like it was made in studio with a $50 to $100 million budget. The history of art is the history of technology. And these new models are part of our continuous efforts to build transformative mediums for artistic and creative expression. Wow. The history of art is the history of technology. And these new models are part of our continuous effort to build transformative mediums for artistic and creative expression. Alejandro Matamala. We wanted to build tools that let artists interact with what was at the time an emerging technology. That's ultimately how Runway was originally born. Back in 2018, people thought it was a gimmick. They didn't see how AI could change creativity. We kept pushing because we believed in the potential. Back in 2018, people thought it was a gimmick. They didn't see how AI could change creativity. We kept pushing because we believed in the potential. Anastasis. Runway was started by three failed filmmakers. We all had hybrid careers, but we met in art school, not the usual place where AI companies come from. It's never going to be it's never going to be you have a single prompt and you generate the whole film. It's always going to be iterative. The current product of Runway is a distillation of so much input from artists over the past 5 years, and Gen 3 is going to arrive embedded into that. Okay, now let's quickly look at Runway website, and that should be it. The Lonely Little Flame NYC says Zoo the Herd. Okay, meet with Gen 4. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. NYC is a zoo. The Herd. The Lonely Little Flame. Wow. Technology for a new era of media and storytelling. Runway is a global AI research and media company working with the world's top film studios, production companies, agencies, and brands. We build foundational AI research models and creative tools that are empowering a new production paradigm. Whoa. Runway, Gen 4. Runway, Tribeca. Runway, Lionsgate. Narrative capabilities, The Herd, The Lonely Little Flame. The retrieval. Schemia with New York is a zoo. Wow. 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 Introducing frames. Introducing general world models for anyone with a story to tell. Runway Studios is the entertainment production arm of Runway, dedicated to producing and funding films, documentaries, printed publications, music videos, and other media. How the world's top creatives are using Runway, distorting reality with Dan Street and his unique ASAP Rocky music video. Wow. Generating new worlds for Madonna's celebration tour with Runway. How Tool is reimagining the commercial production process with Runway. Enterprise partners, publicists, FFTNG, Monks, NVIDIA. Product, our tools API, Gen 4, Act 1, frame staff picks, system status, initiatives, the 100 Film Fund Creative Partner Program, Telescope Magazine, Academy, Watch, Gen 48, AI Film Festival, Studios, our research, publications, careers, about us, customer stories, talent network. Wow. Dan Street is a Los Angeles-based editor and director with a background in music videos, commercials, and short films. Directed videos for clients including ASAP Rocky, McDonald's, Beats by Dre, in Brockhampton. We had the pleasure of sitting down with Dan to discuss how he got his start editing and directing, his toolkit for approaching VFX, and the making of his wonderfully weird ASAP Rocky music video. Okay, I think I won't be able to play the video because of copyright issues, but this is beautiful. But you should definitely watch it. Okay. That's the stream. Beautiful, beautiful.